Welcome to today's episode of the J and J podcast. I'm Jamie,
This is Jameson.
and we've got some really hot topics to jump into today. It's March. Y'all know that there's some madness, but before we actually get started with the madness, want to introduce our boy Zach. He's rolling with us again today. Zach, tell the people what's up.
What's up, everybody? Good to be back.
Always, always. Zacharias is going to get us started. Zach, what's on the docket for today?
Well, first on the docket today, sir, we got the Lakers. We'll talk about the NBA. Their win streak was snapped, even though they've been doing really well. Jameson, you want to start us off with that?
Sure, yeah. Last night they were on a 9-game win streak going into that game against the Pistons, road game for the Lakers. So Detroit is the number one team in the Eastern Conference for a reason. Didn't have Cade Cunningham, but Jenkins. I always forget his first name. But Jenkins, the guard, had his career high. Jalen Duren had a double monster game. And all in all, the Lakers only lost by 3 points. So it's like I'm not really, gonna overreact to that loss. Even to put into perspective, LeBron didn't score a field goal into the third quarter. Just to put it into perspective, which what's impressive about that is he didn't score a field goal into the third quarter, still almost had a triple-double. He was one rebound away, which is absolutely insane just thinking about that. But Luka had a really good game still. We also didn't have Marcus Smart or Rui Hachimura for that game, so I'm not going to overreact. The Lakers are still the third seed right now, still been on the roll. And I was telling you this earlier today. Their next 3 games, they play the Brooklyn Nets. They're literally playing like a tank tour the next 3 games. They play the Nets, the Wizards, and the Pacers. So hopefully that's 3 wins. If they actually show up to play and don't really rest anybody,
Take care of business.
Take care of business. That should be 3 more wins, and we'll still be sitting pretty. Like I think all in all, even despite the loss, the Lakers are in a honestly perfect spot right now. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I listen. Every time when you have a player like Jenkins, I knew he was going to have a career high. I just knew it.
Yeah,
because that's what happens when they play the Lakers.
Facts.
I mean, it's
dudes either have their career high or they're magically healthy whenever they play the Lakers.
Exactly. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
And the fact that Marcus Smart didn't play, because he wouldn't have had a career high had Marcus Smart been playing.
Facts.
So I'm with you. I'm not overreacting. But I will overreact if these next 3 games,
Facts.
like, to be honest with you, I fully expected them to come out of these next 3 2-1. I don't expect them to win all 3. I'll be honest with you.
They should honestly win all 3, but to your
They
point,
should.
I feel like the game I'm nervous about is the Pacers because they play hard.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Brooklyn, I'm not
Exactly.
really concerned about. It's just they're gonna just gun. And then the Washington Wizards is like, with all due respect, they let Bam Idris Adebayo have 83 points. So I'm not really worried about the Wizards.
True. I completely agree.
Yeah.
So, and I also think when I started looking at the standings, we have the tiebreaker with Houston. We have the tiebreaker with the Nuggets.
Yep.
And I think we also have the tiebreaker with who's the other? The Timberwolves.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, we're sitting pretty for the most part, but I'm with you. I think we have to win 2 of the next 3, and we should.
1,000%.
So absolutely. Jameson, Cam Thomas waived by the Bucks. That
Shocked me yesterday. I'll say this: it just proves once again what are the Bucks doing.
Clueless.
I mean, my thing is you sign Cam Thomas, even their GM talked about they wanted him to be a part of like the long-term rebuild, regardless of if they keep Giannis or trade him. But I'll say this for the Bucks. They're starting to become a poverty franchise. I mean, how do you sign Cam Thomas? It's not like he's put up all-star level numbers, but he's averaging close to 12 points a game. Not the crazy shooting splits, but I'm like, it's Cam Thomas. Like, what else are you going to get better for him right now for the Bucks? And here's my thing. That at least the brother's actually playing. Like, Giannis is hurt. Like, a lot of your top-tier players have not shown up, like Kyle Kuzma, etc. I just don't understand the move. It's like, why sign him after the trade deadline? He's only been there for like a month and a half, if that. It's like, I just don't understand the move. And I'll say this. All this talk about, are they going to trade Giannis this offseason? I'll be honest, I'm tired of hearing it. Until something happens from either Giannis or the Bucks, I don't really care what the Bucks do at this point because they're starting to approach that poverty franchise territory very fast.
Well, listen, my thing about Giannis is put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly.
Like,
If you
You
don't
do
want to
all
be
this
there,
talking.
bro, just go ahead and formally request a trade. No one's gonna fault you
Right.
for that, bro. They suck. They're not going anywhere.
Exactly. I mean, but stand 10 toes. Like,
Facts.
stand
Stand
on
on
business. If you're
business.
gonna leave,
Facts.
leave. But if not, then shut up. I mean,
Exactly.
seriously. Because to your point, I'm like, it's just a bunch of noise, and then you get other organizations hyped. Oh, we might have a chance to get Giannis. Not if he doesn't really want to leave.
Exactly. Like even too, they've
Like,
talked about the Bucks want to shut him down for the season, rightfully so. Like he keeps getting hurt. He wants to play. I'm like Giannis, you need to make up in your mind what you want to do. Like, why would you sit there and play? You guys aren't even going to sniff the play in. You're just risking injury at this point. Like, and from the Bucks' perspective, from a business side, it's like they want to be able to get the max trade package that they can out of Giannis. If he's already hurt going into the trade, that's just going to minimize his value, which you don't want.
completely agree. Really do.
Yeah,
So I'm with you. I think they're reaching that poverty franchise status very
facts.
quickly. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I'm confused by them right now.
same.
I don't know what they're doing.
Me either.
Um, Next topic in the NBA, or last topic actually for the NBA. Jameson, your title favorites in each conference thus far, and I mean I know we're winding down,
Yeah,
and we're not gonna be homers,
facts.
because we're Lakers
Yeah.
fans, but the reality is they have to be in the contender conversation.
Oh, I'll be honest. I think there's 3 contenders in the West, maybe 4, and I think there's 2 in the East. I'll say for the West, us of course, OKC and San Antonio. Those are the favorites. I think the Lakers are third, and I think Minnesota's fourth. And here's what I'm gonna say: the playoffs is gonna come down to injuries and matchups because, rightfully so, like honestly, if I'm like as a Laker fan, I'd rather play the Spurs than play the Thunder. And honestly, if we remain the third seed, it could be set up to where the Lakers will end up playing the Spurs in the second round, which is what you want.
Ugh.
But
Yeah,
I'll be honest, I'd rather play the Spurs than the Thunder because it's all based on
agreed.
matchups. It's just like we don't match up well with the Thunder. They have a lot of wing defenders. It's just no different than like the Spurs have just had the Thunder's number this year. It's like it's
True.
all gonna come down to matchups. So I think those are the 4 teams that could actually potentially win it all and actually contend in the West. And then out East, I think it's either going to be the Pistons or the Celtics. I don't think there's any other team that really has a chance out East.
Do you think? So what do you? So I completely agree with everything you said about the West.
Yeah,
I still, because,
you gonna say
and I
Cleveland,
guess
aren't you?
I am, and the only reason I'm going to say Cleveland is because at some point,
Yeah, they have to
James
get over
Harden's,
the hump.
yeah, and James Harden's got to get over the hump.
I just don't
So,
trust it though.
and that's what I was going to say, but it's hard to trust it.
It is.
It's hard to trust him too, to be
But
honest.
to your point, if they're going to do it, this is the year. Like think
This is
about it.
it.
The Pistons are. I mean, hopefully, like K is my favorite player. I'm praying that he's back in time for the playoffs, which it sounded like he might more than likely will be able to be. But it's like with Cade Cunningham, his injury being up in the air. With the Celtics, it's like I'll be honest. I've watched their games. They're winning, but their offense has been worse with Jason Tatum. Like they're still winning. It's like, and granted, I expected that. It's like you have to, integrate him back into the lineup. So I'm like, given all those excuses that I'm saying right now, like to your point, this is Cleveland. It's now or never for Cleveland. It really
Yeah.
is.
And I will say that this could be an opportunity for them to take advantage of the fact
Yeah,
that they're still trying to work Jason Tatum back in.
facts.
Um, you know, and let's just be honest, Jason Tatum he's getting the shots.
Oh yeah, he is.
Like,
He
and
is.
he's making sure he gets them. It almost seems like he doesn't care if others don't get shots anymore. He was like, I'm back and I'm gonna get mine.
Yes, sir.
And I get that, but that takes some adjusting.
Facts.
So I think that Cleveland is a team that could take advantage of that.
Me too.
But I'm with you as far as the Pistons are concerned. I think those are the top 2, but I would still put Cleveland in there because I
Oh yeah,
think they're at that place where it's a now or never situation.
I agree. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Jameson, I heard you. You want to do that Paul Pierce impression. You were about to say wing guy, but you were about to say wing guy. But let's transition over. We talked about the NBA. Now let's talk about college basketball. March Madness is is about at its peak. It's getting close. So we'll talk about that. We'll first start off though with Hubert Davis. Sir, we'll have you start off with that.
I knew you would. Um, Here's what I'll say. At this point, given what has taken place over the course of the weekend, I think you have to move on from him. Um, actually, have mixed feelings about this. And the reason I have mixed feelings is because Hubert Davis is a Carolina guy through and through.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that when you look at his resume, there's an expectation that he's not allowed to have that others were allowed to have because we're now in the NIL, what have you done for me lately world.
Facts.
And when you think about it, his first year took a team that was like an eighth seed to the championship, but blew a 15-point lead at halftime. And part of that was because Armando Bacot got hurt. But then if you kind of look at the next couple of years, so the following year, you're the preseason number one, and I mean, you don't even make it to the NCAA. And then these last 2 years, if you think about it, you've gone out in the first round. Now, what I will say about this year is if you look at any other team who loses their best player, they'd probably be in the same boat.
Yep.
The issue is, even though we didn't have our best player against VCU, you blew a 19-point lead and you lost by 4 in overtime. That's really, really hard to stomach. And I think at the end of the day, the way that this is handled, because there are a lot of other things circulating too. The Smith Center, are they just gonna renovate that, or are they gonna move, to another facility? There's a lot of stuff going on with UNC athletics right now. So I think they're going to probably move on from him, but I think it needs to be done the right way because
Facts.
he's family.
Yep.
He's family, and look, if you were to tie this or compare this to a real life situation, how do you treat family? Even if it's somebody that there's always somebody in your family that acts up, but if there's somebody in your family that acts up, do you ostracize them, or do you at what point do you say they're still family and we've got to take care of them?
Yeah.
And that's kind of my approach with this. I think that they're going to move on from him because of that. Is there is some of this unfair? I think it is, because if you look at his record overall, he's done some good things. I mean, this is the dude who on Mike Krzyzewski's farewell tour, he beat him in Duke, he beat him in Chapel Hill, and then he beat him in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Like that, he would go in infamy for those reasons alone. But there's a standard now, and there's a standard at Carolina. He doesn't have the luxury that Dean Smith had to figure it out. No. He doesn't have, the ability like Roy Williams had to inherit a team that was really, really good, improve that team in a couple of ways, and then take them to the championship. He doesn't have that luxury.
Fast.
And so it's a what have you done for me now kind of environment. And so I do believe he's going to be replaced. I'll say this very quickly. From a replacement perspective, there are some names out there. And Jameson, I'll let you chime in as well. But there are some names out there. Yeah. Some names out there that it'll be interesting to see because I still believe, and of course, again, I'm a Tar Heel. I believe it's the best job in college basketball.
Yeah.
It just is. You can say what you want. There's some dudes that come on ESPN who made some
Jay Williams.
That would be him. I mean, some of the most outlandish, and I'm just gonna say it, the dumbest take I've heard in years.
It was clear bias, honestly.
Well, here's what I also think. I think he's trying to win his way back into the good graces of Duke because everybody's figured out he's really a Carolina fan.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
For sure.
But I will say that they have to make sure that they get it right. If you're not going to retain him, and at this point, because it's been dragging on for so long, I don't think they will.
No, I don't think so either.
But if you're not going to retain him, then you've got to get this right.
And honestly, to your point, I think it should be one of those things where like it shouldn't be announced that he was fired. It should be like he resigned. You know what I'm saying? Like do it the right way. And I'll say this, and then I'll let you just elaborate. There's two candidates that I would love. One is going to be completely different from the other. You probably know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly.
The rumors of Kenny Smith, I would love that. I would love Kenny Smith there. I think it makes all the sense in the world. I think he would be a great players coach. I would love that. If we're actually going with somebody that has some prior coaching experience, all that good stuff, basketball experience, I love Brad Stevens. And why I love Brad Stevens is he could be the GM and the coach at the same time.
Agreed.
And look what he's done with the Celtics in both
Yep.
capacities. So, and honestly, he's been linked to Carolina for years now. So I wouldn't be mad at it one bit in the slightest. But those are the top two names that kind of stood out. And I wouldn't mind Billy Donovan either. I think Billy Donovan
Yes.
will be a fantastic coach for Carolina. So
Absolutely.
those are the three names that I would love.
So here's what I'm going to say about that, because some people on social media are saying it's a pipe dream to even consider Brad Stevens. Listen, those same people never would have thought that Bill Belichick was going to be
Precisely.
the
I
head
was just
football
about to
coach.
say that.
So
Anything's
you
possible.
know,
Shout out Kevin Garnett.
anything is possible. Oh, anything is possible.
Yep.
So I agree with you about Brad Stevens. Again, folks will say that's a pipe dream. I don't know.
No.
We don't know.
Facts.
Billy Donovan, I like. There are a couple of names also that I've kind of come across. There's a head coach. I think I think it's Ben, but his last name is McCollum.
Yeah.
He's the coach of Iowa. And believe it or not, he has an indirect, like a dotted line to the Dean Smith tree.
Wow.
He coaches that way. He also, I mean, you saw what they just did to Florida.
Yeah.
They're like, so, somebody like that. There are other names that are floating around. What's the head coach of Florida?
Mark Few was floated around too.
Yes, Mark Few. I would have said Mark Few if it was 5 years ago.
Dan
Before
Hurley,
Hubert.
with all due respect,
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no
bro.
way. Ain't no way, boy.
I didn't want
Ain't
him
no
with the
way.
Lakers, and I definitely don't want him with Carolina, bro. With all due
No.
respect.
Ain't no way.
Mm-mm.
Dusty May, I think, is a name that came up, but look at what he's already doing in Michigan. I'm not sure that he would leave.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name for Iowa State? Is it TJ Otzelberger?
I know who you're
or something?
talking about.
Yeah. That's another name that's being mentioned. But all I'm going to say is whoever it is, it needs to be, because back to your
You
point
talking about
Kenny
T.J.
Smith,
Osberger?
Osberger.
Yeah,
That's him.
from Iowa State. Yeah.
Iowa
I
State.
mean,
Exactly.
I still like the other names we threw out there,
Yes. Agreed.
preferably.
So, and I know there are some people who would say, "Ain't no way, Kenny Smith. This is literally Hubert Davis all over again."
No, it's
It is
not.
absolutely not. It's not even close.
And it's a
And
different era with NIL. Like a part of
That's
that
right.
job is also being able to get recruits. And I'm telling you, Kenny Smith will be able to go out there and get some of these recruits, especially some of the brothers in New York. We were talking
that
about
New York
that.
pipeline would be
It's gonna be a
open
monster.
wide. Absolutely.
Really
So,
would.
yeah, I think we have some takes that others don't, and some people might look at us sideways.
Anything's
But
possible though. I'm telling you, like
anything is possible,
like-
and we know ball.
exactly. And honestly, we could be saying all this, and it'd be a name that just comes completely out of left field that nobody
Yeah.
was expecting. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
I think Ben McCollum. I think his name is Ben.
yeah.
I think he is one that people should pay very, very close
Mhm.
attention to. And I would love that move,
Me
to be
too.
honest with you. So March Madness updates for the men and women. Jameson, you want to take that one?
Sure. I'll just say this: like honestly, the both sides, the men and women brackets have been amazing to watch so far. It's been
Yes.
phenomenal basketball. Honestly, this year there hasn't been that many upsets. Which you remember I said that on the last episode. I didn't really think this was going to be a year of a whole lot of upsets, but I'll say this: my pick is not wavered. I still have Arizona winning it all. And I will say this, the team that's been really fun to watch, I'm not saying they're going to win it all. It's because of this one brother in particular. And I try to tell people, that brother Darius Acuff, who that monster. That brother's clean, bruh. That brother clean, bruh. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if you saw today, that brother's so good, they announced he's getting his own signature shoe at Reebok. And he's still in
With
college.
Reebok, the first NIL
Since,
player.
and shout out to
in
Allen
college.
Iverson for that.
No doubt.
But
Absolutely. Because
obviously,
that's who he reminds me of. A stronger
he's a monster.
version. Yeah.
I told you he reminds me of Anthony Edwards just playing point guard. That's really at first when I heard people say I think it was Kendrick Perkins in particular that said he might be the best guard that John Calipari's ever had. I was like, does he? I was like,
John Wall.
Yeah, John Wall, Devin Booker, Derrick Rose, Raja.
Derrick
Like I'm like,
Rose.
bro, like we can go down the list. Like there's a lot of good
Well,
De'Aaron Fox. Like I'm like, bro, we can go down the list, but he
but
might not be wrong.
he might not be. Yeah.
And here's what I'll say: my favorite to win it all for the women has not changed either. It's UConn.
Mm.
We joked about this. You remember yesterday, and I'm gonna put you on the spot. Before the
Oh
game, you
God.
said, "Yeah, Syracuse might keep it close, 65-12 at halftime."
You know
Um,
what? That was a shame.
AZ Fudd 26 at halftime, 31 by the start of the third. It was
I mean,
literally, it was flat out embarrassing. And I'll tell you this: huge shout out to Carolina. Their season's over. They play UConn next in the Sweet 16. Go ahead and pack your bags. Go ahead and book your Cancun trips. The season's over.
listen,
It's
I
it's
sent you a
wraps.
text message last night after I saw it, and I said, "We play them next." I said, "We're
Yeah,
cooked.
we're cooked.
We're cooked."
It's
I mean,
wraps,
it's
bro.
been fun. It's been an amazing ride,
It has.
Lady
It
Hills. It
has.
really has. But yeah, stick a fork in you, 'cause you're
GG's, bro.
done. Absolutely. Uh,
GG's.
bon voyage.
Fact.
So I will say who my favorite is. Listen, yeah, UConn is. It's hard to bet against UConn.
It is.
It really is. I like what Texas is doing, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Texas has been playing good.
They've been
Shout out
playing well.
Madison Booker.
Yes. But I think you're right about UConn. And then on the men's side, I'm sticking with my pick. And part of this is because I'm a homer. I'm a Kelvin Sampson fan, and I'm still sticking with Houston.
Yeah, and they've looked really good.
They have.
They have.
They're coming back. Like earlier in the season when I felt like they peaked, and then they had this, I think it was like a 3 or 4 game losing streak.
Yeah,
They're peaking again at the right time.
and that's
And
what
so
March is all about.
that's right. Get on a hot streak, and for me, guards during this time of the year, that's who wins you games.
Facts.
And theirs are playing really, really well. So
Yeah.
I'm going to still stick with Houston. With on the men's side,
For sure.
and then I'm probably going to go with UConn.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a smart choice.
it's painful.
I
but
mean,
I'm
granted,
going to go.
like UCLA has looked good. South Carolina, Lord
Yeah.
knows, have they looked good. It's
Boy.
just watching UConn play though. It's like the combination of Gino Auriemma, like KK Arnold, Sarah Strong. I mean, literally last night, like they weren't even trying. Like it literally looked like they were like practicing plays, and they were like, I'm not. Mind you, this is a
No,
tournament game.
it looked like they were in practice.
Yeah, just scrimmaging. And it's like this is the game before the Sweet 16. It's around the 32. And they're just scrimmaging.
So now, I would say the same thing about South Carolina.
Facts. And I'll say the same thing about UCLA. Like they look
Yeah.
I just think they just have so much firepower on offense. And it's like even matchup wise, like a lot of these teams have really good bigs, but Sarah Strong is just as good as all of them. Like Lauren Betts, Joyce Edwards, Madison Booker. Like it's just and they shoot the ball so well. Like they share the ball. Like nobody has to drop 40 for them to win. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
Like so,
Yeah.
I don't see them losing. I hate to say it.
I agree.
All right. Well, quick episode. We'll wrap it up as always with moving the needle. Sir, I'll let you start. What moved the needle for you this week?
A couple of things actually move the needle. Number one, even though I know we're cooked, shout out to the Lady Hills for making it back to the Sweet 16. That Courtney Bankard is doing some really cool things in Chapel Hill. I like what she's doing. She still frustrates me from time to time because that game was closer than it had to be.
Hey, her job is secure though.
Oh, she's not. Her seat is nowhere. It's not even close to
Facts.
being in the vicinity of hot.
Yeah, she's got it on cool seat right now. Hubert Davis is left it on
Absolutely.
heated seat.
Exactly. And when you think about, she's bringing in, man, like her recruiting class is crazy.
It's nasty.
It's really, really. So she's bringing in, it's not Geiger, it's the other.
The girl from Atlanta though, from Georgia.
Yes,
she's a monster.
Her dad played at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, she's tough.
Yeah, she's tough. So she's bringing her in, and then think about pairing her with Lainey Grant, Nyla Brooks. I know that we're going to go out and get another big. Carolina can get over the hump next year with that particular lineup.
Oh,
so
1,000%.
yeah. So shout out to Courtney
Kate.
Bankard.
It was Kate Harpering. That's the name we.
Kate Harpering. It's Matt Harpering's daughter.
Yep,
exactly.
yes,
Yes. So shout out to Courtney Banghart. The ladies showed how to win in March.
Facts.
So we're in the Sweet 16, and it's been fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it'll be over on Friday, but it's been fun.
Oh yeah. And
You're moving
then
the needle, Jameson.
And then I'll say my moving the needle is just the WNBA CBA agreement. I'm incredibly excited for the women. It's like they're really creating generational wealth now with this new CBA agreement for the women. They're finally going to get paid what they truly deserve, and I couldn't be more happy for the league. And honestly, I'm glad they were finally able to go and settle it because I'm telling you, I was nervous that they weren't even going to have a season. Like it was approaching like a lockout type of territory. So I'm just really happy and excited for the WNBA to be back soon, and the players are finally getting compensated and being treated as they should have been, for the last couple of years. So I'm really happy about that, and that's what moved the needle for me this past week.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, WNBA season. I'm looking forward to it. It should be
Same,
fun.
yes, sir.
Um, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening this week. We will see you back next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Peace.